Your 20s are a great time to goof off and go travelling the world before you've got any responsibilities. But if you're not careful, this whimsical lifestyle can have a massive effect later on in life. I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself in your 20s. Your 20s are one of the best times to enjoy all that life has to offer. But watching this video means you can do it with your eyes open and you don't let enjoying yourself in your 20s impact your life into your 30s and your 40s. So without further ado, let's get into 5 financial mistakes to avoid in your 20s. My name's Dav Morse. I'm here to educate and inspire you to make the most of your money, to live generously and impact the world beyond just yourself. Now, some financial mistakes are universal. They apply at any age. Spending more than you earn is one example. Buying a car is almost always a financially poor decision to make. But in your 20s, there are some things you really want to think about before it's too late. Financial mistake number 1 to avoid in your 20s is not understanding the impact your financial decisions will have on your future. When I was in my 20s, there was so much I didn't know, and even more than I didn't know that I didn't know, which had an impact lasting into my 30s. Your 20s can be a wonderful time where you're discovering about yourself, how you work, what you value, the things that you believe. You also set lifestyle habits, work habits that will stick with you for a long time. It can be hard to change your habits, your beliefs in the future, so getting it right in your 20s really gives you the best head start. That doesn't mean that if you're past your 20s that it's too late for you. There's nothing you can do to change your financial future, but it does give you the best head start. If you make poor financial decisions in your 20s or get into a lot of debt, then it can take away options for your future self. If you make good financial decisions in your 20s, then it gives you options. Number 2 ties into number 1, and it is not making finances a priority. The easiest thing to do in your 20s is just go with the flow. Don't make too many plans. Just wait until you're older, because when you're older, absolutely everything makes sense. This is one of the mistakes that I made in my 20s, just going with the flow. If I'd educated myself by reading books, learning about investing, watching YouTube, yes, it did exist, then I would have so much more freedom to do the things that I wanted to do, to serve the people I wanted to serve. I know a lot of people think that it's boring, that you're not interested, you don't want to bother learning, but a little bit of boredom, a little bit of education can go a long way to getting to where you want to be. I'm not saying that you should make finances your most important priority. There are loads of things that are way more important than finances. Relationships, finding meaning and purpose. But if you've got finances as a priority, then it makes exploring the other things so much easier. Number 3, not investing soon enough. It might be another obvious one, but it definitely is worth saying again. When I was a teacher, I used to teach compound interest, and I did this exercise with the students, and it would blow their little minds. We have, for example, Lucy. Now, she is 20 years old, and she invests £200 from age 20, £200 a month. She invests £200 per month from age 20 to age 30. Now, she just lets it go then from age 30 until she's 65 when she retired. Guess how much she got? Well, let's just work it out. She invested at a rate of 8%, 10 years, £200, and she gets £36,000, £642. She then uses her £36,642 and just lets it compound for 35 years until she's 65, and she ends up with almost £600,000. Now compare that to George, who doesn't invest in his 20s, he waits until his 30s. Now he's also investing £200 a month, but he doesn't invest from age 30 to 40, he invests from age 30 to 50. So he's doubled the amount that he's invested. Let's see how George does. So George starts investing for 20 years now at a rate of 8%, £200 per month, and he ends up, when he's aged 50, with £117,804. Now he uses that £117,804, so he lets that go for 15 years, compounding from age 50 to 65, and he ends up with £389,000. So he's invested for twice as long as Lucy, but in the end, when he's 65, he ends up with 2/3 the amount that Lucy's got in her account. This is compound interest at work, my friends. The best time to start investing is in your 20s. But don't worry, if you're not in your 20s anymore, then the best time to start investing is right now. And you can start investing with Freetrade by signing up with my link in the description below. You can start with as little as £2. Do it now.
Do it.
Mistake number 4 is similar to mistake number 1, but it's even easier to fix because you're probably already doing it, and that is paying into a pension. I mean, not paying into your pension is the mistake, obviously. Not paying into your pension, at least up until the amount that your employer is willing to contribute, is literally throwing away free money. You've probably heard it before, throwing away money by not investing in your pension. In the UK, paying into your pension is made really easy. You are automatically enrolled into your company's pension scheme if you earn more than £10,000. So you have to make a decision to actually opt out, and you actually do something about it in order to do that. If you're earning £20,000 a year and you opt out of your pension, that's literally the equivalent of saying, no thank you, I do not like money. I do not want an extra £600 per year, which grows and compounds over time to become £200,000 by the time that I retire. I would rather not have an extra £200,000, thank you very much. I really want to screw over my future self. Number 5, buying stuff you don't need with money you don't have to impress people that you don't like. That's a quote from either Dave Ramsey or possibly the guy from Fight Club, or possibly a chap called Robert Quillen in 1928. If you can avoid this one, then it will put you streets ahead. There will literally always be somebody with more money than you, better cars than you, nicer watches, nicer kitchen, cooler Pokemon cards. Being content with what you have whilst simultaneously striving to be the best that you can is the number one superpower that you can have. It might mean that you have to say no to some things. It might mean that some people judge you, but your future self will thank you. Cultivating an attitude of not caring what other people think about you or your decisions is a really liberating thing, but don't take it too far. Remember, you want someone to love you, so it's at least worth caring about what they think about you. The 6th financial mistake to avoid in your 20s is not buying Bitcoin. Obviously, this is not financial advice. I'm not advocating looking back in time and thinking, well, if only I bought Bitcoin in 2010 when I was in my 20s and Bitcoin was only 8 cents per Bitcoin, I could have spent $100 and that $100 would have been worth £40 million by now. There's no point looking back in hindsight wishing that you'd made a different decision. I could have taken more risks in my 20s. I didn't. I played it very safe. But now is the time to start taking more risks. If you want to get involved with the crypto world, you can sign up to Coinbase using my affiliate link below. We both get a free bit of Bitcoin if you do that. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me. It's still very early to be in the crypto game, and it's got so much room and potential to grow. If you want to see more about taking asymmetric risk to make more money, then you can check out that video right there. Peace out.